So are we only going to play games from the 1001 games you must play before you die?
That's the plan.
Well, what if we wanted to play games that weren't on the list?
Well, I guess we'd need a completely different show. Well, hey there, Internet. My name is Tom.
And I'm Daniel.
And we are brothers. We're going to play some games for you. We figured we would start this series off with just an old game that we both played when we were very, very young.
Wee lads.
Wee lads, indeed.
In Scotland, apparently.
I don't think have you ever been to Scotland?
Never once.
Okay, cool. Well, we're going to play a little Commander Keen for you. As you can see, this was one of the very first games made by id Software, who were better known for making fucking Doom and Quake and all those badass games. But before that, they were making games for kids, really.
Before that, they made shooters about 8-year-olds.
Yes, wearing football helmets. So here we are on Mars. I guess I should have played the... Before we do that, we'll jump into the story so that everyone knows what the fuck is going on. So, story, there we go. Alright, so, Billy Blaze, 8-year-old genius, working diligently in his backyard clubhouse, has created an interstellar starship from old soup cans, rubber cement, and plastic tubing, which I believe also makes him MacGyver?
Billy MacGyver Blaze. Billy
fucking MacGyver Blaze. Meanwhile, his folks are out on the town, and the babysitter has fallen asleep. That's not a...
She's getting paid well for her time.
Oh yeah, she is absolutely professional. Billy travels into his backyard workshop, dons his brother's football helmet, and transforms into Commander Keen, Defender of Earth. In his ship, the Bean with Bacon Mega Rocket?
He made it out of soup cans.
Of course he did. Keen dispenses galactic justice with an iron hand. Episode 1, Marooned on Mars. In this episode, aliens from the planet Vortigaunt 6? 6, yes. I can Roman numerals. Find out about the 8-year-old genius and plan his destruction? He's one fucking 8-year-old. Jesus. While Keen is out exploring the mountains of Mars, the Vortigaunts steal vital parts of his ship and take them to distant Martian cities. Can Keen recover all the pieces of his ship and repel the Vortigaunt invasion? Will he make it... will he make it back before his parents get home? Stay tuned.
So, my question is, if they were planning his destruction, why did they go with, like, an elementary prank of stealing his stuff and hiding it from him?
Because the Vortigaunts are not particularly mature. They were like, ha.
Surely this will end Keen forever if we hide his keys under the couch.
Exactly. All right, so we're searching for the joystick, the car battery, the vacuum cleaner, and Everclear. Our dad apparently just fucking drinks moonshine straight. Awesome. Information, unbeknownst to NASA. I find that hard to believe. When the Viking lander settled on the surface of Mars, it caused a major political upheaval. All right, so this is all, like, serious background.
We don't need that much.
No, we
don't. We're
a
kid on Mars looking for spaceship parts.
That's the whole fucking game. I feel like I maybe should have just said that. All right, here we go. So, basically all you need to know about this game is this is back at a time when if you owned a computer where you were not really getting the same gaming experience as those with consoles. DOS hadn't really caught up with video games in terms of graphics and sound just yet, which is why you'll notice this game has zero music, except for the little interludes when you go into or out of a level.
So, we're on Mars looking for spaceship parts, and in the meantime, we're just like, hey, I found this lollipop on the ground. It's still good, right?
Dude, like 5-year rule? I don't really know. I'm pretty sure they're not good anymore. So, you figure I'll play the first couple levels and then you play after that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I will thoroughly embarrass myself.
Oh, you say that as if you think that I won't.
Have you beaten this game before?
I've beaten the first episode. I don't know if I've actually even played the other episodes, because when we had this back in the day, we had, like, the shareware, which, I mean... shareware to me is how you fucking should sell games, because, oh god, okay, there we go. Because we were talking about just the other day, about how, like, actually genius shareware was as a concept.
Unfortunately, I believe we've also talked about the fact that demos as a whole don't really work for games anymore, because unless you have an unbelievable game that you know is going to be good and you know you can demo it really well, it's hard to make a game look good if it's not, so a demo just shows off how not good your game is.
Well, and we were talking about this too, about how trailers really are the way that they do things these days, and they can be fucking crazy deceiving. For reference, please see
Colonial Marines.
Fuck yeah.
That wasn't even like there was that, and then like the other problem is when you make a demo. Specifically, you have to take time away from the actual like production of the game to make that demo. So it's always it's using the money that you were going to use for something else on the demo, making your game less good in an effort to make your game look better than it actually is.
Well, you could just take the first part of the game and design that so that it would be not only an introduction to the game, but also a suitable demo. Like, doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, but a lot of people expect a demo to be unique and not actually just part of the game cut out.
I don't know if that's necessarily true, because when it comes to shareware, like we were talking before, like the whole reason that we love Doom so much is because we had the shareware episode, Knee Deep in the Dead. And that was a perfect introduction to that game.
And I will admit, things have not changed at all since the 90s.
Are you being sarcastic?
That does seem out of character for me, doesn't it?
Completely out of character. I don't even know you anymore. Alright, so my mission, should I choose to accept it, is not to jump into that hole. I'm gonna do it, aren't I? Okay, I didn't.
You know, you could have just gotten off the pogo stick and, like, it's a hop.
You're a hop. You
Good
heard
one.
me. Alright, now, I was practicing this earlier, and I've got this down to a science, so let me see if I fuck it up or not.
Good one.
That's what it looks like when I fuck it up. God damn it, I did it wrong. Whoop! There we go.
So you're just trying to get the book in the corner there?
The teddy bear, yeah.
Or the teddy bear, yeah.
There we go! Nailed it!
It's just points.
Yeah, but you get... points in this game are reasonably important, because you don't need that many points to get extra lives.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'll probably get an extra life this level. But, I mean, I just try to collect everything as much as I can anyway, because it drives me crazy when I don't get everything in a game, which is probably one of the reasons that I don't finish many games. Which actually, I mean, should we talk about the other series right now?
Yeah, we're doing another series on top of this one. This is our play games that we super want to play series. We're working on another series based on the book 1001 Games. We've actually got a couple of episodes already recorded. We're just working on a couple. Nice, extra man.
Yep.
We're working on a couple of things on it before we put it up. But the other series is there's a book called 1001 Games You Have to Play Before You Die. You must play before you die.
Yeah, it's the 1001 video games you must play before you die.
Yeah, and so we're working on that, but there are a lot of games that aren't on that list that make me wonder who fucking put that book together.
That's not the way you said it the other day. The other day you said, sometimes I wonder why they let Stalin write this book.
That is in fact what I said. And I stand by it. Like, he managed to fucking he managed to save Russia, like, bring it out of, like, the horrible backward country that it had become, but he also killed a bunch of people and wrote a book called 1001 Games You Must Play Before You Die.
Well, I mean, just to touch on, really, one of the things that we don't understand at all. So how many Mega Man games are in the book?
1. Mega Man 9.
Yeah, the one they released, like, just a couple of years ago.
None of the Mega Man X games are on the list.
Nope.
The Uncanny X-Men arcade game isn't on the list.
I know that one really bugs you.
Oh. Why? Why? It is easily one of the best platformers ever made.
Well, by platformer you mean beat 'em up, right?
Yeah, sorry, I do. It's also, like, Golden Axe isn't on the list. Contra isn't on the list.
Nope. There are surprisingly few NES games on the list.
So, like, it doesn't contain a lot of games that we think that it really should, but then on top of that, the list ends in 2010, so a lot of great games just won't be on the list because they fucking published it. Stalin managed to get a time machine to 2010 and not later.
What year should I go to? I think 2010's late enough for my book about video games, which haven't been invented yet.
He was a man of great foresight.
Ah, yes. But, Yeah, I mean, this game, I don't know if this game should absolutely be in the list, but it's one that certainly, Jesus Christ, I just about fucked that up. It's a game that, I mean, we played a lot as kids, or at least I did. I think you did, didn't you?
Yep.
And I don't know, it was just nice to start this series with something familiar.
Yeah. There will also be games that we play here that not necessarily should have been on the list, but just were from our childhood. Eventually, we're gonna play Blake Stone, and I don't think that necessarily belonged on the list.
No, probably not, but goddamn is it a great shooter. Alright, so there he is. I think I already hit him twice, so that should kill him. Did I get everything else in this level?
Probably.
I think I nailed everything. Alright, so away we go. So we got the first piece of our intergalactic spaceship.
What was it that we got? I didn't see it.
The battery.
Okay.
Alright, so you remember I was talking about how it bugs me when I can't get everything in a level?
You can't get all of those?
I don't think it's possible. I can get everyone except for the one in the very... Well, that was great. Except for the one in the very corner.
I can always get all of them except for the top 3. Like the corner 3.
Oh.
You apparently can only get one.
Oh, shut up. I'm the master of this game. Please don't quote me on that. Alright.
See, those three that you didn't get there in the very corner, those are the 3 I can't get.
I was practicing a little earlier today just so I didn't look like a complete buffoon when I did this. And I can get the other ones. For the purposes of the series, which is one of the reasons that I wanted to do the series, I'm going to leave it at that. Even though every part of my body is like, dude, you can't just leave those there. I'm going to do it. And that's one of the reasons, that's one of the reasons that we're doing the 1,000 games list, is because I have what can only be described as a chronic problem with not finishing games. And also, between you and I, there are just hundreds of games that we were supposed to have played growing up, but then didn't.
Yeah. A lot of this will be rehashed in our first episode on the list, because it was the first thing we recorded, but it ain't going up first.
No, it's not going to go up for a while, just because there have been some technical things that we need to get sorted out before we can throw all that up. So, okay, let's talk about Commander Keen for a second. First of all, why is his skin white? Like, not just like white people white, why is it white?
Albino.
Okay, you know what? I'll buy that. Commander Keen, the albino spaceman.
You'd think they'd mention that. Like, they went out of their way to mention that he was like an 8-year-old genius. You'd think they'd be like, 8-year-old, albino genius.
I like that. And also, why the fuck are there so many lollipops on Mars?
Mars
and why are they
really
all
like
one flavor?
Mars like candy, but they're not particularly inventive about it.
Do you mean Martians?
No, Mars.
Mars?
Mars likes candy.
Okay.
The actual planet is what's producing those lollipops.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, we've got an 8-year-old who built a spaceship out of soup cans, so I don't see why we can't just say that Mars, the planet, likes candy.
That's actually, if they actually said that, I would be okay with it. This is something I was talking about with someone else earlier. Whenever I watch like a movie or something like that, or a TV show, you ever watch like an action TV show and somebody gets kicked like by some super strong person, so they go flying back and like hit a car windshield and it splinters and everything like that, and then they just get up and they're like, okie dokie.
Where'd he go?
He heard you were coming. He
I
laughed.
guess. He was like, fuck this, I'm despawning. Alright, so someone gets blown back.
Like somebody gets kicked back or hit by an explosion and goes flying back into a car windshield and it like shatters or like it's spider webs.
Yeah.
That always bugs me because I'm like, he should be fucking dead now.
Mm-hmm.
But if they offer any kind of like explanation whatsoever, like even the slightest explanation, like in Daredevil has like broken bones, but like, 2 days later he's up fighting crime again. But they're like, yeah, he meditates, heals faster. That's all. I'm in.
Yeah.
I feel like if they're gonna give you an explanation, if you're there at the very beginning, you decide if you're in or you're out, and if you're in, you're all the way in.
Yeah.
You take whatever they give you and just go okay. Because honestly, if I'm watching a show about a superhero, yeah, okay, so he gets up after like 30 broken bones, no problem, because he meditates faster.
Yeah. Well, and I remember my favorite example of that conversation between you and I is after we saw, oh shit, what was it? What's the the supposed Aliens prequel that came out just...
Oh, Prometheus?
Prometheus, thank you. I couldn't remember the name of it. We saw Prometheus, and after they... Spoilers, by the way, if you don't want Prometheus spoiled, then watch another show.
Also, if you don't want Prometheus spoiled, it's because you haven't seen it yet and aren't aware of how bad it is.
Yes. So, in Prometheus, she gets impregnated with an alien. Big surprise. It's an alien movie. And it's in her stomach, and the only way she can get it out is through, like, this super invasive fucking automated
Surgery pod
surgery
thing?
machine thing, and it tears her the fuck apart. And then she gets out, she's bandaged up, and then she spends the rest of the fucking movie running away from things, up to and including a giant spaceship.
Yeah, and she was just bandaged up, and she was stapled shut, and they said, cool, you're on your way. They couldn't have thrown us some space foam or something like that.
Yeah, they leave you with no fucking explanation. You're just supposed to apparently buy that someone who just had her insides completely torn out is now just going to spend the next hour running away from shit with zero repercussions. But yeah, exactly. If they'd thrown you just like, look, here's some magical space helifoam, everything's okay. That's all we needed. That's all you had to do.
But as it is, they just threw that at you, and then fucking they had her running from everything, including really poorly running from spaceships.
Yes. Well, no, she figured it out. She was like, hey, if I go over here...
If I turn left for 10 seconds...
Yeah, I might not die. And actually, I believe she turns right. I know that was an important thing to have to say.
Clearly. On the bright side, that entire section did spawn... I'm gonna do some free advertising to another YouTube channel here. Did spawn the best CinemaSins line I can think of. This person went to the Prometheus school of running away from things.
I love that when they do that. It's so good. Also, CinemaSins overall, genius channel.
Yep.
I someday hope to have 1% of the followers they do. Or sorry, of the subscribers they do.
You're aiming high, huh?
Oh yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we're two schmucks from Canada playing video games. Who the hell is going to want to watch our show? Please watch our show.
Awesome people.
People who are cool and like cool things.
Cool people watch our show. Given to peer pressure.
Yes, absolutely. I just wanted to let you know that if you watch our show, we will send you delicious candy.
Oh, that's a promise we can't keep.
That's another extra life for me. What's down here? Oh, almost fiery death. Excellent.
And pizza.
Fiery death and pizza. Really, if you have one, the other one doesn't seem so bad. Jesus.
You...
What?
Did they have, like, a marketing deal with Pepsi?
I don't know. Maybe? Can I jump and shoot? Yes, I can. Beautiful. Also, I don't know if it's really Pepsi, but it certainly is the likeness of Pepsi.
Oh, yeah, like, it even has a P on the front of it.
Oh, Christ.
Ooh.
It's bad because you don't know what's at the bottom here, and I can't make that, so I'm gonna...
You're gonna almost die?
Yeah, I'm really fucking asking for it here. There we go. Alright, so, again, I don't know what's down here.
There's some platforms right
below. Oh, yeah, you can see them. Okay, cool. Oh. So we can go over here. Also, just for our viewers at home, fuck
Not
you.
a fucking chance.
No, that is not happening. Let's just state for the record out in the open, because I know this is what is on everyone's minds right now. Coke or Pepsi?
Depends on what I'm using it for.
Oh, really? Okay.
If I'm just drinking, like, delicious pop, I prefer Pepsi. If I want some rum in my pop, Coke.
You drink alcohol?
No.
Aren't you too young for that?
What?
You're like 17 now, right?
Give or take a decade.
Because I know I'm not older than 24.
Give or take a decade.
Okay, is there any reason for him to be there? Like, I completely circumvented him.
Seems maybe if people weren't paying attention.
Oh, God.
So I think you should polish this level off on the next episode.
You think so?
I think so.
All right, so that is the first episode of We Play Games We Want to Play.
We'll come up with a name later. It'll be good, we promise.
Yes, someday we will come up with a fucking name. Anyway, join us on the next episode of Commander Keen. For real?
That makes me happy in a way you can't even begin to imagine.
That makes me cranky. That's not the fairy. That's not the... What are you doing?
Fairies cost like $5.
For real? Oh, God.
Fine.